Alright, so I'm going to try something a little different. What I'm going to do is just record myself working. Um, what I want to do for today is create a branching dialogue system. But we're just going to start off with a regular dialogue system here. So, yeah, let's have a little character here. So, yeah, let's just add it to her. So let's start with an area 2D. That way we can have some collision for when the player collides with this particular entity. I can make it do something. So I'm just going to branch this out a little bit like so. Make sure. There we go. I'm just going to make sure that the player, get rid of this right here, that the player is able to at least connect to this here. What do I have? All like the entities out here, just actors. Let's get this here. We're going to move you. Let's try that again. Be right here, and then hit play and see what happens. Yeah, maybe a little bit more outwards at the bottom here. There we go. Now, obviously, it's not going to show up anymore because I moved it. But yeah, that looks better. So now the player should be able to collide with the text box or the collision shape. All right. So that's that. Let's make this a talk box. So I know what the heck it is. And I'm just going to save it as its own little separate module. That way, if I ever want to reuse it for other entities, I can just easily do that. Should I put it in resources? No. Where should I put this in? Scenes. Interactable objects, status objects, UI, characters. I guess interactable objects would be 1, correct? Nah. We'll call this modules. And then this is going to be the talkbox module. Save. Okay, and now I got my own little talkbox here. I don't think it needs anything else outside of that, but I could be wrong. Alright, next up, let's add a script to this. Might as well add it to this, actually. Talkbox module, script. Scripts here, object scripts, enemy scripts. Hold these module. And it looks like I need to make that capital. Okay. And we'll call this the script as well. There we go. Great. Alright, so let's see here. First things first. Something that enters this. So let's go here. We'll do body enter. I want to say this: if body dot is in group player print let's talk. And yeah. So this is just going to, let's test this out. Okay, good. All right, just wanted to make sure that the collision layers were proper. All right, so now that that's done, I'm going to need a text box for the player here. So let's go to component. Just gonna add you another one. Go to node. And I don't know if I'm gonna keep this a part of the player or not, because there might be instances where the player isn't even in the scene. But text box. And then let's do rich text label. Let's make sure that this yeah, actually I don't even think I should add it to the scene like this. I could be wrong, but let's find out. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add something in here. All right, let's see. Okay, I don't see it, which means it's not following the player. Maybe I should add it to the HUD? I probably should add it to the HUD, honestly. So let's do that. So let's get rid of that. Go to the HUD. Rich text label, create. I'm just experimenting right now. Whoops. Because I don't know exactly where I want this. So here's that. Okay, it does appear. How do I want this, actually? Because I don't want everyone to have their own text box. I kind of want just one text box that everybody shares with each other. Maybe that's what I should do. So we got the TalkBox module. Let's create that, actually. So let's go to other node, canvas layer, give this its own thing, text box, overlay. No, I think it's just text box like that would be fine. And then we'll just give it a label. Rich text label. I'm gonna move this right down here. And then we're gonna anchor it down so it's always in that particular spot, no matter if the resolution changes. Where are we at here? So this is probably scenes, effects, module, statics, UI elements. Here we go, text box, save. And then I'm just gonna do this. Oh yeah, that's not gonna work. Doofus, this isn't attached to anything. So let's go to player. And we'll have to add that component back to you, actually. Node, text box, component. Okay. And then maybe load in that text box. Like so. Okay. Let's just take a looky. Okay, that looks like it's working. And then if I were to shrink this or change its size. Okay. Oh. Certainly looks like it's staying in place. But we're going to find out right now. So let's say this was the text box. We'll just do a texture rect. And we will add... See here, where's the sprites at? What kind of sprites can I use? Don't use characters. Evening, let's do that. And we will move you right down here. And again, down like this. You need to be up here. And then you also need your anchors. Like so. Okay, and let's see here. So we got the rich text. Do I need to... I'm trying to think here. Here it is, layout. Custom. Okay. We're gonna find out right now. Okay. So we got this nice black bar at the bottom. But will it extend as it needs to and shrink as it needs to? Okay, no, it looks like it is. Okay, good. Beautiful. All right, so, and then we're gonna call this text in box. I don't know what the two capitals. And then this is going to be the text box itself. Text box border. Okay. And it's going to be, I don't know what I'm going to call that just yet. I got too many texts. Text box border, text inbox. Maybe I should do this. Characters. Speech. Then here is the background. So I'm just going to call this text background, I guess. Text box background. There we go. And this is the text box module. Okay, there we go. All right, now if we can get this character here. So this is a part of the player, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. So they need to get access to this text box component. So let's do this. Control C. Go to the player. We're just gonna put a reference to it. One component here. At on ready variable get text box. It's gonna be a node, if I'm not mistaken, equals get node component. Okay. Let me see here. And then it's attached to the text box itself. So I might as well just do that. So this is actually going to be a canvas layer. Oh, you know what? Let's just get the speech. Okay. So now it has direct access to this. So let's get text box. And let's get rid of all this stuff actually. Set the player. Okay, there we go. All right. Nothing there. Player HUD. Get rid of that. Talk box module. Instead, we can go here, and we're gonna go body dot text box dot text equals your mother. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Change the text. Awesome. Now, what I want though is an export variable. NPC dialog. I think I spelled that wrong. And that's going to be equal to a text file. Hold on. How do I do that? I don't remember. I don't remember. How do I get the files? Script. Is the master node. Well, I do have here, but I want to export that file. He's got this here, foobar.txt. Okay, well, we'll find out. Let's export variable. NPC dialogue, and that's going to equal what exactly? Well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'll do a string for now, just to silence it. But I definitely want this. Whoops. But I definitely want this to be able to like just draw a text file and just drag and drop it in there. That way I can just write wherever I want for each dialogue or each NPC without having to hard code it or anything like that. So let's see here. Let me see here. Godot export var for text files. I'm sure there's a way to do this. Okay, it's export file. I was like, I knew it was something, but I can't remember what it was. I thought it was something like this, but apparently not. All right, file, and then I just want to do the string. I don't remember where I did this before. Oh, actually, I do remember that. I did that for the, what's it called? Dialog file. I did that for the scene changer. So if I'm not mistaken, then yes, and then I should be able to add that to whoever. So let's see, hope. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And then I'll just look for text files. So let's try that out right the fudge now. Do I have text files in here? Well, place to store text files? I don't think I do. I've got in game docs, but I don't want to use that. I don't see any. So yeah, let's do it right now. Create a new folder. NPC dialog text. Yeah, let's make this a lowercase. Okay, I don't have anything that's like this. So let's actually make each big word like that. Okay. And then after that, I need to change the color of this so I know. I mean, I don't need to set a color or anything like that, but it would be helpful. So let's do, we have orange, we already have yellow, we got purple, we have pink, and we have gray. Really, you won't give me any other colors? Yeah, we'll use teal. It's an ugly color, but yeah. All right, I'm gonna create new, another folder, and then this will be for each character. So, we'll just use hope for now. I mean, it is just a placeholder name, but whatever. Text file, hope, dialogue. Jesus Christ, dialogue. And I'm gonna put this as, and then maybe the event that it is. So we're just gonna put test event. Okay. Hi. Think. I can't remember. Whoops. Jesus Christ. I still can't spell it. I can spell. I can spell, I swear. Okay. So function load dialog, and that's going to be whatever this is. So I need to get the access to that. So there's like a file. So if npc dialog, I mean this dialog here, I need to get variable load text. That's going to be file access dot, is it a dot? Yeah, dot open. And then this needs to be read. So string path will be npc dialog dot read. Oh wait, or does it need to be comma file access read? Like so. And then let's see here, variable received text equals load text dot get us text. And then I'm going to just print this. Receive text. Okay. Because what I'm probably going to do is just take this right here, load this, and put the text in here. So but yeah, we'll just do this. Control C, Control V, and this right here can just go right there. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the test level here. Hope we need to make you an editable child. Your talk box needs to go here, and then I need to load in your text. So that should be able to drop right in there. And when I run into you, it should print. Yep, bingo. So now that that's done, let's actually change the dialog. So this here should be player. Right? Or no, this should be the text box. So, and then that should be this right here. Okay. No, that didn't work. Why did you not work? What am I doing here? So you get text box, body. Let's do this. Dot text equals received text. Uh-oh. Well, something definitely happened. Okay, it did in fact load. I'm assuming it did that because of this. So let's see here. Okay, beautiful. And then obviously after a certain amount of time that should like disappear or whatever. Okay, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Where are we at right now? Show. We are at 24 minutes. Alright. So one thing I need to do is I want to collapse this. So there is a way to do that. I don't remember how I did that. Oh, wait a minute. I don't have to go to here. I believe I have it in here somewhere. It should be in the inventory if I'm not mistaken. Inventory. Let's see here. No, that's not it. That's not it. Inventory description. Nope, not this one either. Inventory equipment UI. I think this might be it, actually. Yeah, pretty. I think that's this is so. Okay, description obviously. So let's see here. Boink. It's taking this here. So whatever the word is, or wherever the data is coming from. So this instead of description, it should be received text instead. And now we're going to test this out again. If I did this correctly, this should all collapse upwards, if I'm not mistaken. Or we'll find out. Yep, beautiful, beautiful. Now it doesn't matter. In fact, I can do like this. And it should collapse it so it fits. Bam, perfect. And without it, let's just make sure by testing this, by going like this. Yeah. Yeah, it's all messy now. So, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, that's what this is for. Collapse. Extra white space. And that's what this is doing. Okay, so now I have a way to do that. I might change this to a JSON though, instead of a text file. In fact, let's do that. JSON. Oh wait, I don't have a JSON on me though. Because what I wanted to do was, depending on the situation or the event, the dialogue would change. So, you know, let's say I had grabbed an item, for example. I can easily, you know, maybe have a drop-down menu over here on this character. Oops, right here. And then, you know, I don't know, the red jewel. And then she'll say something different if the jewel is red or blue. As of right now, though, it's just straightforward. Let's see what time we got here. I'll probably do this for another 7 minutes or so. But yeah, this, I definitely think I'm going to change this. Josiah going crazy over there. Don't mind him. He's just a boy. All right. But yeah, I think this here is probably too straightforward. Because another issue that I would have is sequencing. So let's say, you know, characters are swapping back and forth between dialogue. I might need a different I will need different files, but I can only put one file in here at the moment. So this is fine for like an NPC that's not important. Excuse me. So this is fine for like an NPC that isn't important at all, but somebody is important, like a key figure. You know, let's say she was, I don't know, the quest giver or something. She would need to be able to have different branches of dialogue. This is a little too limited at the moment. I mean, like I said, if she was just a normal everyday NPC, this would be fine. But I need to be able to sequence this to say other things depending on factors. So I might actually change this to a JSON file, which means I'm going to need a JSON file converter because Google's JSON file management thing stinks. It sucks. I hate it. I don't like using it. So I might just build my own. Maybe I'll just this old app here. It was supposed to have a JSON converter in here, and I never added it, so I might just do that for this. Let's get rid of that. Okay. So, how do I want to do this? Is it possible? Let me see here. Export variable. Let's see, extra text equals, whoops, array. And then can I think it's this. PC. No. Oh, actually, I might be able to just do string. Okay, let's see how that works. Yeah. I don't think I can do files, unfortunately, because that would be awesome. Yeah, it's like, the fuck is this shit? The collection, so there's got to be a way for me to add this text file. That way I can have this right here instead. Can I do file? File access? Built-in resource. No, let's see here. Good old Google. Let's see here. Godot, export variable text files. Let's see, export array. This right here. Oh, so it's pretty much the same thing as this, but this here is an array equals this. Okay, let's. Oh. Like that. And obviously this is like, okay, what do you want me to do with that? But this does give me a little bit more flexibility, because I can now just do like 0, for example. So let's see here. Yay! That's exactly what I want. Let's go here. And then let's create another one. New text file. Test event 2. Save. And then we'll open this up. Let's see here. You really think so? Or is it question mark first? And then the exclamation. I don't know. My grammar's not the best. I'm just going to do the exclamations and question marks like that. That just looks like. So yeah, so it should say, "Hi, you think I'm beautiful? I freaking love you." If you're wondering why I wrote that, it's the very first line that I ever wrote in any dialogue system ever. So I've just been using it since then. And then here, you really think so? Okay, so now that we have that, get rid of this here. There needs to be a way to track how many times the players talked to this NPC. That way they can go to um, the next portion. So let me see here. Maybe I can do something like a boolean. So variable talking to player. It's gonna be a bool. It's gonna be equal to false. So instead of just loading this in, so on the enter, I'm gonna make this Control C. I'm gonna make this true instead. So equals true. And then when the player leaves that area, it'll be considered false. That way, so that way when the player's talking, I can do things like pause the game, and then the player, when they press the A button or X button or whatever, the action button, the text will roll over to the next string of dialogue. I'm just not sure how I'm gonna like daisy chain this together for 2 or more NPC Okay, like I said, I'm trying to figure out a way to get the player here. Because this right here isn't going to work. It's unable to get it for whatever reason. And I can't inject it because then that means every NPC would have to have the player inject it manually, and I don't want to do that. So. So let's just do that again. Let's see this. So I'm gonna call this player. And let's say player is equal to new player. Okay. And then instead, I'm going to put this load player. And then function okay, instead I'm going to call this receive text box instead. Like that. And then here, if body dot is in group player, we will load in the player, and that will be body. Okay. And then we could do like a exit. So let's see if this works now. Yay, it works. Beautiful. Again, just doesn't change or anything, because that's what this is for. So let's see here. We should probably do text index next. Variable text index. It's gonna be an int equals 0. See, and then I can put that right there, and then I can increment that later down the line, dependent on a myriad of factors. Let's see here. Note. Use CSV instead. That might be better to use. That way, every single comma within the CSV file, it's its own line, and then I can just load in different CSV files dependent on certain parameters and/or conditions. But as of right now, this is working. Load in dialog. right here, text, and then I should probably do this. If load text, no, dot size is less than the text index, text indexed plus equals 1. And I think this right here actually needs to go here, if I'm not mistaken. And why is this not text box? Oh, I see. That's where that came from. So this should be not text box. It should be the text index. Okay. Let's see how that works. Okay. Well, it didn't do anything. Does she have the second one? She does not. Okay, so let's do that. Still not doing it. So I'm not exactly sure why this isn't firing. Let's see here. Yes, I thought so. This isn't. Let me see something here. Print this. Whoops. Are you kidding me? Dot size. This should be 2, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see here. Yeah. Maybe. Am I missing something here? Text index. Okay. I just don't know why this isn't firing, because it's showing that the index is in fact less than. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh no, I'm not. This size is definitely. Oh no, it's not. This index is 0. I got this backwards. That explains it. So if the text index is less than the size, then we can fire this. Bingo. Okay, that was my that was my fuck up. Okay, I think I'm gonna end it there. So yeah, this is a very simple little dialogue system. But like I said, I want to add branching paths for dialogue and stuff. So let's just add a couple of notes here. Okay, you know, just, so yeah, more branching paths. It needs to have like the ability to swap between characters. So let's see here. Character swapping. What else does it need? So it needs branching. Maybe. It needs to know the event. Okay, yeah. So that's it for now. I gotta get ready for work. So yeah. All right. At least it works for now. Um, I need to put a timer on here as well. And then I need to unload the text as well. Okay, yeah. So that's just to let me know for the future reference. So I'm just gonna do this. Wait, hold on. Load player. Okay, so I did. I see what I did. Yeah. Oh, like I said, I'll figure this out later. I gotta go. All right. I guess if you watch this, thank you. Until next time, my children, farewell.